welcome to our hangout and chat with the delectable actress Taiwo Ajai-Lycett, who is one of the matriarchs of the Nigerian film industry. With several hundreds of films to her credit. She turns 80 and we speak with her on her life and times as a mother, as an actress, and as a matriarch in the industry. Good afternoon, madam.
Hello there.
You turn 80. How does that make you feel?
Energized. It's on another level entirely. You know, you're no longer young, and you're not really old. So it's very interesting. I'm yet to find out what it feels like to be 80, because I don't feel different from what I was at 79, or 70 for that matter.
I've seen you move around, and you move with such agility. One would have thought for someone who's 80, there could be sluggish movement and the likes. And I listened to you where you even opined that you do not even like sluggish people. How have you been able to keep fit and still remain agile and looking 25?
Well, because you're being flattering to me and kind to me, I wouldn't tell you what I feel. Because if you're telling an 80-year-old they're delectable, and I suppose it's a compliment. But really, delectable? Yes, I like being active. That's the blessing I've gotten from being an actor. Trained actor. We were trained years of dancing and movement and being alert and alive to whatever is going on is paying off now as you get older, because you develop the habit, then it becomes your character, and then you're walking around like that.
Mama, bring out Papa Timmy Pray and the white man. Now, Mama! Let go. Let go. Mama. Mama.
I think nature is very active, very profligate, really very alert. So I like to be like that. And that is from being an actor.
But life is about highs and lows, travels and triumphs rather. Researching about your life, I stumbled on an ugly incident. Too ugly. Okay, the first is not really ugly. The fact that it was stated that you got pregnant at 15 or 16 as a teenager.
That's my son. He's 65 years old.
How was that whole period for you?
Painful, but I got over it. Because that's what it was. It is what it is. At that time, people were very respectable. They felt that they were working very hard to train their children, and if one of them stumbled, that child has let them down, that child is irresponsible. Absolutely right. They had a right to be very mad, to be angry, and something you brought shame on them. But as I lived through it, I realized that they did what they had to do. But I have to do what I have to do, which is to survive, which is to make something of myself. And it really didn't matter to me. Well, yeah, actually it didn't matter. There wasn't anything I could do about it. I had to live. But what I did know was that I wasn't going to live crippled by not having an education. So I went on.
Sorry, would you say that incident spurred you to become who you are? Like it propelled you?
Undoubtedly. I didn't have a choice. It wasn't an aggressive, you are show them, no. And I was studying by myself and then going to night school, determined to have an education, because that was all I knew to do. All my other sisters and brothers and my contemporaries, they were going to school. What was I to do? Sit around and go? No. So I was studying. It wasn't really that I said, I just knew I got to do it by myself. Nobody's going to help me, so I got to do it by myself. And I need to have a job to pay for the rapid results college, to pay for night school. So that's it. So I just one thing after the other. I qualified and I started moving and moving.
Before their deaths, did you discuss about that incident and emotions traded?
That's the difference between when we were brought up and now. Who are you to discuss with your father that, why did you do this? No. You carried on living. But I'll tell you something I'm very proud of. I left, I went to England and I made something of myself. And then I think it's 1971, I came home. And my father was very happy to see me. And when I was leaving, he went to the airport with me. You're now going to make me cry.
Oh, sorry.
He went to the airport with me. I'd become an actor. I was now glamorous. I took a break from work and I said I was coming home to see my sons. And my father, after I got there, my father wrote me a letter. It was a love letter. And he described how I was looking at the airport. And he told me how very proud he was of me. He thought how I stood out like a beacon, like a golden, what did he call it, at the airport. I still have the clothes I was wearing, and I'll never lose them. And he thought I looked absolutely ravishing, and that I looked so great, and that he was so proud of what I had become. We can finish. What more do I want?
Now, another ugly incident I read was the rape issue that happened in 2006.
Mm-hmm. On 6/6/66
Wow.
to 6/6/06.
When I read that saga, so many things came to play at 65 for that to happen to you.
Don't you know the people who hurt you most are the people close to you? When you get people who are attacked, it's all usually bad belly or just pure wickedness. And they don't care. Whoever you are, that is probably the reason they want to humiliate you.
Putting what they said, the audacity, even going as much as saying you're never even getting wet.
Yeah, because
While raping a woman of 65.
So I told him that, widows are not supposed to be wet. You see?
At that point, it seems you just were fearless.
Oh yes. Cowards die many times before their death. I've always been by that way. I don't deserve this. And if this is how it's going to go, thy will be done. So I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. So I tell them, I am your mother. You do this to your mother. I was talking to them. They had to tape my mouth. I am here now. Do you know what's happened to him? Exactly.
Reading about you, I would say one of the high moments was when you received the national merit.
OON.
Yes, the OON,
Yeah.
the Officer of the Order of Nigeria.
Yeah.
How did that all come to play, and how did you feel when, the president of the nation handed it over to you because of the recognition they had for you due to your contribution in the movie sector?
Extraordinary, because as I said, when you're doing some work, you need
Did
to
you see
be...
it coming?
I didn't. No. And if you know anything about me, you know that you will know me for my work. You don't see me in any social circles. You don't see me... I'm not at all mobile. I'm not social mobile at all. I'm not necessarily doing what I'm doing so that people can know me. I want you to know my work. And I have a big mouth. I have opinions, and I am incredibly self-opinionated. And so that was a surprise. That called me blindsided. Yeah, they blindsided me there because I don't know that anybody knew me. So I don't very much care for fame. I care for recognition. I appreciate recognition. And I have plenty of that, for which I think is wonderful. The political situation wasn't something that I liked then. And my first instinct was not to go at all, was not to accept it. My family persuaded me to go. In fact, they did tell somebody, my sister, to go with me to Abuja to ensure.
Drag you.
Yeah, to ensure that I did. I don't like politicians at all. They're not doing anything to my country. My eldest brother had to persuade me that it's not the politicians who are done on you. It's your people who are done on you. If we're working and people, your people recognize you, but thereafter there have been indications that it doesn't really matter what the government does. People knew what I was doing. People recognized me. Finish.